Okay, so I've started the recording. Sorry, the network threw me out. So I'm resharing my screen again. Okay, so um you're welcome back to our class on the data analysis project. I'm sure most of us must have attempted all this, and some of us do not have time also. Some of us do not have enough time to go through all this, but I think it's very important to keep the spirit at which we started the training. But naturally, some things can happen the way one plans or the way we don't plan at times. So that was the reason why we think of coming up with this, so that most of us who still have that interest but do not have that time to go through all the videos will have in just a little time to go through the process of doing the data, um, the analysis and visualization. So, which is very critical. And with this, we can be able to market ourselves and showcase what we can offer or what we have in store. So if there is reason for us to now go back and later, we can have that time or just scout through any online resources to quickly cover some things. So okay, so we are starting with this data set on a space mission, and I want to believe we have downloaded this. So let me open the data. This is the data itself. You can get the data from Kaggle. Kaggle is an online is a kind of data bank where data analysts compete. There are a lot of challenges out there that we can always take part in. So on Kaggle, you can get thousands of data sets for your practice. Okay, so this is data set, but for us to understand what each of the data sets stand for, there is a data dictionary here. We have a dictionary that explain what each column stand for. So we can see from here we have the field means column. The company, where we see company here, the company means the company responsible for the space mission. The company responsible for the space mission. So so many companies as try to launch space mission from the time, according to this database, 1957. I don't know if somebody has launched before then. So the location stand for the location of launch, where they launch the space rocket. Date, the date here stand for the date of launch. The time stand for the times of launch, the time of launch. Then we have the rocket, the name of the rocket used for that particular mission, the name of the rocket used by the company for the mission, and the name of that particular mission. Each mission was given names. They gave them some names. So the name of that particular mission. We have the rocket status. The status of the rocket as at August 2022. If whether they are active or inactive, it means that some of the rockets have retired. Some rockets are no longer active. So while some are still very active. So we want to know that the rocket, the status of that particular rocket used. We have price. That is the cost of the rocket in the US dollar. That is what we have under the price here. And the last one here is the mission status. So whether the mission is success or failure, the launch, the mission, is it a successful mission or a failure mission or partial failure or pre-launch failure? So that is the brief explanation about the dataset itself. Okay, now we all know that when we want to analyze data, the journey starts from data cleaning. We clean our data to ensure that we have enough resources that we need to ensure proper analysis. And there are different ways by which we can clean. We can clean using Excel itself. We can clean using Power Query in Excel, and any other ways available to us. So now let's look at this data together. And can somebody tell me what is wrong with this data? What do we need to do any cleaning here at all? Looking at this data, do we need to do any cleaning? Do we need to do any cleaning?
Yes,
Any,
we have to handle the missing data.
we have to handle what?
The missing data.
Missing data. Okay. Yeah, we have missing data here. Okay. Let's note that. Missing data. Okay. What is again? Okay. I think the data is good enough. So, but okay, let's quickly. I'm going to use Power Query for the cleaning and model. So we will not use this workbook. You can close the workbook. Don't save. I will close the workbook. Then we'll connect using Power Query. So the workbook is in CSV. Download. Space mission. This is a particular data set. I'm connecting my data. So I think everyone can connect now. If you have, you are in a place where you can connect. Okay, if you can connect, if you are practicing with me, let me know first so that we'll do it together. I want a situation whereby we can do something meaningful. This one now, we want to use it very well. Can you send it? Can you send a short message if you are practicing, or if you are just following? I know Mr. I think Mr. Musa is still on the way, so he might not be able to practice. So who is practicing? If you are practicing, type yes in the chat box.
I'm actually following, but can't do anything now.
Who is that? Who am I talking? Who is?
This Musa.
I've I know you are just you are on your way. Other
Yeah.
people, if you are following, type no. If you are practicing, type yes, so that we'll know if we are going to wait for people. And but I want something that will make us to utilize this time very well, so that we can, because by the time we close that one now, to have enough time tomorrow again, most of us will be busy again tomorrow. Okay, let me ask from people. Let me ask people. Mr. Mutil, are you with your laptop? Mr. Tech, are you with your laptop? Are you practicing?
Yeah, I'm with my laptop. I'm trying
Okay, please
to.
connect. Kindly
Yeah.
download the data and connect. Open a new fresh workbook
Yeah, I've already done
and
that. I'm just
go to data
connecting.
tab. Go to data tab. Under data tab, click on get data and go and connect to your CSV file where you have the space mission. Madam Tony, are you there practicing?
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Good
So I'm
evening, madam.
following. Yes,
Following.
I'm on my
Okay,
way.
please.
Yeah,
If you are following, please before we hold the next class on Wednesday, please let's try and do whatever we do today. So we have the night of today and we have tomorrow to do that. Please, let's do it so that
okay,
we
sir.
don't pile them up again. The moment we pile up any class, that's the hand.
Yeah. So sorry,
Yeah.
am I just loading or clicking on transform data?
Let's click on transform data. Let's see
Okay.
what we can do with the missing data. If there's
Okay.
anything we can do with the missing data, we'll know. Let's look at it because data is like clean. It's like we have nothing to add to the data really. But let's see it. Let's look at it together. We have the company, we have the location, and the data type is good. This is text. This is text. We have date, which is good. We have time. Time is good. Now, for the missing data under time here, let's look at the rate of missing data. 3%. If it is company, company will know why what they want. They might have policy on how to handle their missing data. And before you handle missing data, there are a lot of things we can do with missing data. If we can replace it with maybe there is a particular um time that we will replace it with. Maybe everything is going to be maybe 12 00000. We might decide, okay, all missing data should go for 00000. We might decide, okay, let's remove missing data. So it depends on the company policy on how to handle missing data. But whichever method you use, you must be able to explain how you treat it and how you treat it the way you treated it. That is, like that this is not a pass and fail thing. It's about you telling why you do what you did and how you think that will give us the most meaningful result from your data. Is that clear? Now, but in this case, 3% is much. It's very huge. So we cannot hide this. We cannot remove the empty file here. We cannot remove it. To remove it, we just come here. We can click on remove, or we can just uncheck and click OK. That's the way to remove it. So we are filter. We can see that we now have 100%. But in this case, let's leave it because it is sure that the event took place. We have every information about every other information, which is like good. And okay, there's a failure there. It's okay. Now, so let's leave that. And
Sorry. Sorry. Yes. How do I bring up these the properties of the data? The
okay,
these.
just go to view and check column quality. Is that okay now? Go to view, and under view you see column quality in your Power Query. So now let's move to the right again. After the time, so like I said, let's see the time go. Okay, we have 00000. We have 00000. Let me see how many do we have. Let's see how many do we have. If it is a time we can use, if it's a time we can use to replace the empty, so that the empty will not go unnoticed, will not just be there, because the empty will not give us anything. So what do you think? What do you let's we are thinking together now. What do you think we should do with our empty file? Should we empty time? Should we remove it, the time, or we should change it to 12 midnight? Or what time do you think we can choose to replace, what do you think we can replace the null value with? Can somebody give us an idea? Can somebody give us an idea? What do you think we can replace that with? Like I told you, I don't want to remove it, but we can replace it with something, and we can leave it empty. Okay, I think let's leave it out. Let's leave it out for now, and let's move to rocket. Text, I think that's okay. Mission, text, that's 100%, and that is okay too. And rocket status, 100%. We still have the history. The price, we have empty, 96%. Wow. And we have the valid to be 4%. 4% valid. Let's see. The price is in million. The price is in million. Let's check. The price is in million. Let's check the prices we have here. Let's check the prices and click OK. Let's profile this based on the entire data set. You can see that this is exactly what we will have done even when we are in Power BI. Assuming we are using Power BI, this is exactly what we are going to do in Power BI too. So it means that this knowledge of Power Pivot or Power Query is both useful in Excel and Pivot and Power BI. So you can see, look at the price here. The price is now in million. So we can decide to multiply all this price in million, or we can multiply in thousands, and just like in accounting, under the price here, we can just put quote in a million. So we know that it's in thousand rather, sorry. So we know that 3 zeros is missing from here. This is accounting, right? But we are not going to do that now. Let's multiply the column with millions. So select the million and go to, where is this? Multiply. Oh, sorry. See, the type is wrong. This is text. And the type is supposed to be decimal or whole number. But we have point here. So we are going to make it a decimal or fixed decimal, whichever one we like. Currency. So this is good. So now it is now in numbers now. Let's multiply it by 1 million. That is the right price. The right figure is everything is in million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you can see the price of all this now. The price of this, and I think we can remove the step we took here. The filter, we remove the whatsoever before. So I think now we have figures, and the other one is just standing for null. We don't have the price for this one, and it's about 96%. So we can't remove them. We can only replace them with 0, but we don't even have their price at all. We don't have the value at all. So let's leave it out. So we have mission status, which is either success or failure, 100%. Okay, before we go, I think we can quickly do something here. Let's do something here on the date for learning purpose. Since we are in the learning class, we are learning. So even if we don't need it, we can do something that we don't even need for learning purpose. So let's look at the date. Let's extract month number, and year from this. Let's extract the year. Let's extract the year. Let's extract Where is the date again? Oh, we did another transform. It has transformed our data. So we have to remove that and go to under add column. Under add column, we can extract year. So we've added a column called year. Let's go back to our date again. Let's extract month. And let's extract name of month. Let's extract name of month. Name of month. Okay. 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 I think we are okay with that. Year, month is okay. We don't need week. Do we need the day of week? I don't think we need that. Now, regarding the time too, do you want to, I think we can extract the hour. Let's extract hours. Let's just extract some things from here too. Hour. So we can know each hour. And I think that's the only thing we can extract from here for now. We can group. Let's try to group the hour into like 4. Morning, afternoon, evening, and night. Does it make any sense? Mr. Yusuf? I think I said we can group. I want us to group the hour and group the time so that we can know. You can want to see how many was launched in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, or night, or late night. Mr. Mutiu, Mr. Ni, is it making any sense? Does it make any sense to us?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So that is another thing we can just
Yes,
think
sir.
of. You can see that even though the data is clean, but we are still thinking of something that we might need during the process of thinking or doing analysis. So it depends on how far we can think. We may not think the same way. That is why there is no pass and fail thing. Somebody can think along one line and somebody can think along the other line. So far, you are coming up with something that is at least is meaningful. That is it. So like in this case now, let's quickly do the grouping. Let's call it the um the day. What do you call that one now? What do you call that? I want to group the day into morning, afternoon, day what? What do you call that? I call the day status. So don't know. I don't know. If you know any better English, please just borrow me. If the hour is less than 6, let's make it. What should be the money? Money should be between. Okay, money should be between. Is it between? How many hours should we give money? Or early morning? How many hours should we give to the money? I'm thinking of giving it like 6 hours. Just thinking. I'm thinking of having 6 hours from 12 midnight to 6 a.m. Can give it early morning. Oh, God, help me. From 6 to 12, it's also morning too. Okay, we can have morning from, let's say from 6 to 12, we can call it morning. Let's call it from 0 to 6, we call it late night. Let's call it. If it equals to, is greater than 0, Then let's call it late night. Late night. Then if the hour again, if the hour is greater than 6, is greater than or less than, let's use less than 6 here. Less than or equals to 6. Let's call it late night. If it is less than or equals to 12, we can call it morning. And let's add another one. If the hour is less than or equals to 18, less than 18, we can call it afternoon or day or evening. From 12 to 18, let's call it afternoon, sure. At least for the purpose of learning of the class. And the other we can call it night. So we have light and late night. So let's click OK and see if we have something. Okay. Okay, I think we have something like this. It's okay. No, what happened? Error 2%. Okay, this is text. Text. We have 2% error, which is where we have null in terms of R. Okay. Okay. This error would not error. And we left this. Okay. Like I said earlier, maybe we should replace the null. Let's replace the null with 000. Let's put them at
Sorry, Mr. King.
hello.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
just got home. You said that you sent something to our email. I didn't say anything now.
No, I didn't send it to your email. Oh. There's something in your email. Just go to the WhatsApp group and connect. Yeah.
Awesome.
There's nothing in your email for now.
Okay, how can I connect onto the system?
The meeting link is in your WhatsApp group. That project BMC project something.
Okay.
You see meeting the one you used to join us now is one we are going to use now.
Okay.
The same one you are using to join us now on this on your phone. You use it on
Okay.
WhatsApp on that. Okay.
Thank
We are talking about this. I think we can replace this null. Let's replace the null because it's giving us issue in the front. So let's replace it with replace value where there is null. Null value with 00 column 00 column 00. Let's replace it. So I think, oh, this replacement should have I think should have come before this error. So let's take it somewhere here before we inserted the hour. We will have taken this step before we come to this place. Before we insert hour and the additional condition and this. So I think it should be, I think we should have clean columns now there. I think we should have clean column now. Yeah, you can see what I did because I didn't want to remove it. I drag it back to where I think it should belong. That is before I created my R. That's where the replace. Well, I supposed to have replaced here while we were thinking there. So that is the reason why I drag it back to this place. Is that clear? Hello, Mr. Niyi. Any question?
Yeah. Will because you are replacing with 00 now, so we are assuming the time of launch
Yeah, we just
is
assume
midnight.
that. Yes.
All right.
And that will form part of the report you are doing when you do report. Wherever you do assumption, how you treat your null value is always very important when you are doing any report. Empty data. How you treat your empty data is very key. You get it now? That
Okay.
is it.
But then there is this question I asked before.
Okay. We just replace it with something.
Okay.
Yeah.
There is this question I asked before. You asked me to go to the view but I can't see that tab in my
Are you in the
own.
Power Query? Look at my view.
Yes,
Can you see my screen?
I can see your screen. Yeah.
Click on view. Can you
Yeah.
see under data preview? You see column quality.
No, I don't have that on my. I only
You
have
should.
mono. I don't. I only have mono space, and
Oh, you are using 2016, right?
I think I'm using 365.
365 should have it. If you have 2016 now, you may not have it in 2016, but 365 should have it. But if you don't have it, no problem, Sha. No problem.
Okay.
If you cannot see it, there's nothing we can do to bring it there. You get it now. But
Yeah.
I think 2019, supposed 2021, 365 should have it normally. That's my thinking. Or you can screenshot your this. You can screenshot and send maybe to WhatsApp or whatever.
All right. No problem.
You can just screenshot. Let's see. So let me return it back because it's always helpful to know what's happening within your data. Okay, I think we are good to go. Now, at this point, when we want to load, you know that we did not open the data. We connected to the data. So when we want to close this file, we have two options: close and load. When you close and load, it will load the data into this particular workbook. That's one option for us. If you click and load to, it will close and load it to sometimes it can ask you, do you want to load to a connection or to a data model? But in my own case now, I just click and load, it's going to load to data model. And this is it. Only create a connection, which means that we don't want to load that data because when your data is heavy, it will make your analysis to be heavy. It will make your Excel to be slow, right? But in this case, we just connect. We only want to create connection. We don't want to load any data here. If you click on table, it will load data here. If you click on creation, you only create the connection and add to a data model. Then click OK. A minute, please. Let me quickly close the door there. Sorry. Okay, sorry. Um, okay, so now we have our data here now, our data model here. If you look at your data, your Excel, by now, by the time you launch it, you will have it on the right side there. You can close it. You can see that there's no data loaded to this data. It's just a connection. Look at the Excel, we only have one sheet and there's nothing here. So this makes when you are working on a large data with Excel, this is the best thing you can do than to bring your data and be cleaning them within that Excel workbook. It will make your job to be very slow. But in this case now, there's no data here. We only connect with the data source. And it now depends on where your data is. Now, the next thing now is to get this data query back. Assuming we want to, as during the analysis, we remember that there's something we need to do again. What do? We just go back to data and click on query and connections. The query and connection that we have, your query and connection will show here. If you want to go back to Power Query, just right click and click on edit. It takes you back to Power Query editor. You go back to Power Query editor where you can do anything you want to do. Maybe you discover that there's something you missed out, you should have done. Just go back and do it. That's one. Two. Now, next thing I want to do is I want to take us to Power Pivot. But if you don't have Power Pivot on your ribbon tab, just click on File, and then you scroll down to More.
Sorry for drawing you down. Oh. So how do we get to this place?
Where?
No, this because I need to have a break.
You said you click on Data. No,
Before you click your data. Before you went off for a while.
yeah, I didn't do anything. What I did was the only thing I did was after you loaded your data to Power Query. Have you gone to Power? Have you been to Power Query already?
Oh, I'm watching, but I don't
You're
worry.
just watching.
Let's continue.
Okay. When after we close our Power Query, it took us to this place. Our Power Query. We click on Load To. We click on Load To, and we click on Only Connection and Add to Data Model. That's the only thing we did. So after we did that, it took us to this place. These are our data
Okay.
connection here.
Okay.
Then I said that as it is now, to know that there's nothing here, I close that connection so that you can see that our workbook is free, but there is a connection to read. You get it now? There's a connection to read. Now, I want to do another thing. I said I want to take us to Power Pivot now. But before going to Power Pivot, I said if you don't have Power Pivot in your own ribbon tab, click on File, and then you find Option here. Your home might have Option directly here. If you don't have Option here, click on More. You see Option. From Option, click on Add-in. Click on Add-in. When you get to Add-in, you can see different add-ins that are available for us. Select Come Add In and click on Go. So when you click on Go, you can check this box to show your Power Pivot. You show it. Click on check this box. If you want to use Power Map too, you check Power Map and click on what? Add, and click on OK. But since I already have it, I will not need to click on any OK again. That's how to get Power Pivot to your ribbon tab. So now on the Power Pivot here, to view your data from Power Pivot, the data is not here. just like in Power BI, we have data view. Remember, we have data view. Just click on manage here, the manage here. Click on manage, it will show our data again, but in another view now. It's another view. Another view from here. Deliberately, I don't want to use just ordinary pivot table. The analysis can be done with pivot table, but I just want us to at least to upgrade our knowledge also. We are still coming to power pivot table here. This is where we are going. We are still going to pivot table. Now, remember in the Power BI, we use DAX to get our measure. You remember that we have measure in Power BI. All those measure that we use in Power BI, we can also use them here also. We can also use all those measure here. Now, and it makes our job faster and easier than to go through just ordinary pivot table. Let's look at it. The first measure I want us to create here will be the total mission. Let's know how many mission do we have in total. How many mission do we have in total? And to do that, in Power BI, we right click and create new measure. But here, this place under this view. This view is here. All your data is here. The 1000 row is showing us all total rows is here. But the space under is for is calculation area. This place under this line is called what? Calculation area. So here you can see total mission. I click on this place, I'm typing, but the typing is showing here. It will not show here. This is where I click on when I started typing, but it's showing here. So total mission. Then we click on column and equals to. Column equals to. Can somebody remind me of the formula to get the total mission? How do we get total mission here? Who can try? Can somebody tell us how to get total mission? Each row represents a mission. Am I communicating? Each row represents one complete mission. Now, to get how many missions we have, what should be our formula? Can somebody remind me of that? Count rows. We want to count all the rows in the space mission table. Pum, pum. Space mission. Enter. So the moment I click on enter, ask your question, please.
Yeah, I was about asking if you
So you can see now the total is now shown.
if you freeze the pane, because my own page
No,
is
that is the way that is the way data model. Where are you now? Are you have you click on the pivot on your power pivot on the power pivot? Yeah. Let me close my own. Let me take you back here. So you get how we get there. I click on power pivot. Are you looking at me, Mr. Nee? Then I click on manage. When I click on manage took me to this place straight away. Is that clear? Can you try it now? Let me know if you get it. If you get the same thing like with me. Is that clear? Do you get the same thing now? Or you are still having issue with it? So it will get this. I didn't freeze any pane. By default, this is how it will come. Data is here. Data is there. This down is for calculation area. If you want to see it, when I click on it, we cannot see it again. So when you click on it, it will come back. Calculation area. It's called calculation area. The space down here.
Probably the mistake I made was, I think when you closed and loaded how
I
is that
added to to
to
data model. When
yes,
you
I think that
close, I close and load to. Okay.
connection, yeah.
If you don't do that, okay. If you don't, assuming you did not do that
Yeah.
before, no Allah, what you should do is on your query here. I think you can still load it here. From here, you can
Add to data model.
from export connection. No, sorry. You should be able to add it to data model from here. From here, okay. Load to. Can you see? Click on load to. You just click on only click connection and add. But if you have loaded at the table before, add to data model. I click OK. You get it now? Do you get that?
Load. Okay, you said load to.
Yeah. Check this box. Add this
This
to
to
data
data
model.
model.
Do you see that option there?
Okay, this query is currently connected to tables, blah 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 blah. Removing it from the data model or changing its loading destination will disconnect this object
Don't
from the
worry.
query.
Click OK.
Okay.
Click OK. It's telling you because you have loaded to Excel already. So
Mm,
maybe somebody has worked on it before you know to load it. So it's telling you are likely to miss any data. But since you are sure that there's nothing you are missing now, just click OK and it will move to data model already. You got it now. So in our case, we already have it in that model, so we don't need anything. Is that okay now?
okay, so from
So
Power
from
Pivot.
map button now, click on manage. You also
Okay,
have it
yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Under data tab, you still have the manage here. The part what you can see. You can go to the window here, even under the data here. But
yeah, we're on the same
let's
page
get
now.
there. Yeah, great. So you can see that it's going to give you the same thing like mine. The first measure I created now, total mission equals count. I put column equals to then a space before the count row. I didn't put a space before, it was giving me error. When I put the space, the error went away. So that is put a space after the equals to. Remember. So we've calculated all this total mission that we have. What other measures should we create again? Can we create from this analysis again? We have the total mission. Okay, let's know what else again do we need to calculate here. Total amount spent. The total value of the aircraft, the one that we know, right? Let's calculate total
Sorry, Mr. Kim.
yeah.
This total mission 4,630. What does it mean?
Yeah. The number of
Numbers
missions
of rows.
that has been carried out between these 1957 till 2022. The number of
Okay,
space rockets
that
that
is
has been sent.
okay. That is okay on the rows, and they are
Yes,
listed on the rows. Sabi?
since each row represents a mission. Each
Each
row
row.
represents
Okay.
a complete mission.
Okay.
Let me open the original data and re-explain so that we get it right. Maybe because all of us we are very young. Let me go to where we understand. At least we know SpaceX. We know SpaceX. Elon Musk. This is a mission. SpaceX is a company. They launched this from Florida in US. On the date they launched this mission was 24/7/2022. The time was 1:38 p.m. in the afternoon. And the what does this one stand for? What does it stand for? This one. The name of the, I think this is the name of the rocket
Mission.
that was used. Is it the mission? No, I think it's the name of the rocket. There, followed by the name of the mission. That rocket, is it active or it has retired? Is it active? How much was spent? What is the rate? What is the value of that of that rocket? There's the value in millions. And the launch, the space journey, is it successful or failure? Success. So this is a complete mission. This is another mission. This is another mission. Are you getting me? Now, to know
Yeah.
how many missions we carried out, we just count the number of rows that we have. Since a row is for a mission. Is that clear now?
Yeah. Thank you.
That's why we use count rows to count the number of missions that we have, that we carried out.
Okay.
That's why we use that. So now the total value, want to know the total value of the aircraft, the amount spent on aircraft, semicolon equals to space bar. What do? We can use sum. We can sum that column where we have amount. We have amount and close the bracket. Enter. Total amount spent is this, and I think we can format it from here. Let's format it as a number with no, we don't need any decimal at the back. Click OK. Okay, something is missing there. Comma separator. Click OK. So I think I think that's okay now. So we have
Yeah,
seen the
sorry.
number of this.
For
Can we
for
count
the total,
it? Okay,
sorry, for the total mission, what table name did
okay.
you use?
We only have one table here. That's space mission. The name of my
Space.
table is space mission table. Yes.
Okay,
If
okay.
if you don't, if unless you change your own name, the table
No,
name,
I
we
didn't
should have,
change it. I
have the
didn't
same
change
name. I think we should have the same name.
it. Alright.
By the time you start type space, it will bring out the name itself, the
Yeah.
table, or the list by itself.
So is
Just
it
click on
it's semicolon after the
column.
Colon.
It's column.
Colon.
It's column. Column equals to then
Yes.
space bar.
space?
Yeah. Column equals to then space bar before you start your formula.
Why is the space bar coming back now? Oh,
Is that, do you get it now? You get the same thing?
no, it's not.
What is it giving you? You're getting error.
Yes.
What your form, can you copy your formula and paste into the WhatsApp? Let's see. Maybe you have something wrong with your formula. You can send it to me on WhatsApp.
Oh, I don't have WhatsApp on my. But I
Oh
think there is a
no.
place for chats on the.
Okay, you can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You can send it here.
Mm.
Let's see. Count, okay. It's coming up. Total mission. column equals to count rows space mission bracket. We should have. I think you should have the right answer. Maybe you can delete it and do it again.
Okay.
Yeah. But are you sure you didn't change the name of your own table? When
I think
you are typing the formula, when you type space, did it bring out the name, the
it
table
did.
name?
Yeah, I didn't type the table name. I just
You just select it
selected it. Yeah.
and click OK. Then
Yeah.
it should give you the same answer like ours. I can't see any error here. And this is column now. This is column. So I think you are correct. I think you are correct with that. With that.
Oh, still. Okay, let me check something. Maybe I need to.
Yeah. That is count rows. So total value. So I want us to create all our measures before we call it a day, so that we just start with pivot table the next class.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So the next measure I'm going to create now, let's count the success rate. Right? The success rate. Oh no, let's count the number of company that we have. Number of company. Total company, right? Is it total company or number of company? Which one is better? Sorry. What is the right English to use?
I think number of company is better.
Number of company. Aha. So number of companies. You want to know how many company all together. All this one will form our KPIs. Equals to, we count number of company. That is distinct count, right? Because a company will repeat itself multiple times. Like in this case, RVSN has been the only one even that has been launching all this while. So we're going to use distinct count so that it will not count twice. Distinct count company, and close the bracket. So you can see number of company we have. We have 62 companies so far that has launched the mission. That's okay. Let's see the number of aircraft rocket. So number of rockets or rockets column equals to distinct count in case they use the same rocket more than once. Distinct count rocket close the bracket. Good. Then let's use the calculate function to get how many success do we even have, and other ones too. Number of success column equals to, we're going to use calculate function. I want to remind you of that formula. Calculate, the expression will be from the total mission. Total mission, that's our expression. So we want this thing to show us where mission status equals to double quote success, double quote, close the bracket. So number of success. Now number of failure it will equals to the total mission minus number of success. and that's okay. Number of failure. I think we are good with just this simple measures. We have like 5 or 6 measures now already. Now, where we are going is pivot table. You see the advantage of using Power Pivot. Now, when I click on pivot table, where are we creating? You can create here. You can start your this thing here. No problem. Let's okay. The first mission. Why is it using this particular server?
You need to be one seven. Is it not for it?
Why is it taking us to this far? Pivot
If
table.
you are not watching this one. No, I'm watching.
Where's the yes, okay, no other.
Watch everything.
So you can see that if you expand this, sorry, in case your own is not showing like this, you may have something like this. You may have something like this which is normal way pivot table will look like. If you have more than one table, all our table will show here. So just click on this place. If you want to change the view, click on this place and change how you want your pivot table to look, your view to look like. So I just selected this so that we can have it side by side. All your table will show here. The active table, if there is a table you are using in a particular analysis or on a sheet, it will show on the active table. All other table will show here. If you expand this table, you can see all our functions, all our measures will show here. So you can come here now and say, okay, these are our measure, these are measure, these are measure. You can select all this. You can see all our measure now here. Let me copy this and take it up here. Control V. So you can see now, you can see our measures, you can see the number of flights, number of companies we have. So from here, we will start our analysis on Wednesday. So thank you very much.
Sorry,
So I
before
think,
we go, please, can you go back to the DAX for number of success?
okay, no problem. Let me delete this. Okay, so that we can have it very close to the top. So where we have the number of success, right?
Yes.
Let me go back. I close it. It's here, self. Number of success. I use calculate function. I've sent to the group,
Okay.
to the chat box, so you can check it from yours.
Okay.
Yeah. Calculate function will require 2 things. We want to know it will first ask for the expression. That is why we always like to first create the total. If it is sales, total sales. If it is any event, first know the total, how many things has happened. You get it? You want to
Yeah.
know the total number of everything that has happened. Okay, this is total number. So from there, you can now be say, okay, how many of these? This is just like in the this is where we have sum if in Excel. It's like sum if. You want to know how many of this or count if. If it is count if it is success. You get it now?
Yeah.
Count where the column in this column, count where we have success. Exactly what count if we do. That is what calculate function does for us. So from there, so we just close this now. And you can see that we click on the pivot table there, and it took us there. The same thing from here also. We can also continue with our pivot table without going back to power pivot again. Go to your insert pivot table, and under your pivot table, you see the option here. It's asking where are we getting the data from? We are not using range. We are using what? We are using data model. Are you getting me now? So, they will understand that we have connected to a particular data model in this workbook. Just click on the place where you want your this thing to be and click OK. So we don't need to go back to pivot table analysis again to get back to our pivot table. That is one of the very good advantage of using Power Pivot. It makes job faster and it makes your job very easy to do. So we're going to continue from here on Wednesday. So by Wednesday we'll build our visual. I think we should be able to finish our dashboard on Wednesday. But let's ensure that we get this thing to this stage. If you have any question, you can ask question from that group as early as possible. But for those who have not made payment, from next Wednesday, nobody will be given any permission. Only those who paid will get an invite. And by Friday, we'll remove everybody who have not made payment from the group. So it will only remain those who are committed to carry out this project. But I want you to practice it tomorrow. So by Wednesday, we'll be on the same page again without any pile up, please. That is my beg. That's the way. That's the beg at the beg now. Please and please. I don't know my Friday. My Friday, I don't know how I'm going to do. Maybe I'm going to use Thursday for the Friday because I'm going to. Well, let's see how things go. But Wednesday is very critical. Let's ensure we get to this point. If you have any challenge, let's ask in the group so that either myself or anybody that is available can quickly respond to us on this. Thank you very much. So I think we can stop the recording now. And so we meet. I will share the recording when it's ready with us. I will share it once it is ready. It's not going to ready immediately, but once it's ready, I'm going to share with every one of us. I think I'll stop the sharing of the screen, right? Okay.
Thank you.